All right, guys, we just got done taking a look back at what went down earlier this week. I want to mention that young Max wants to sit at the very end of this desk. He's also having some troubles. Max, why are you on your tiptoes back here?
What's wrong with your chair there, Max?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, my God.
What's happening with your microphone? You're just going to
leave it all the way out there? There you go.
Stop making fun of me. I came on the show
It's okay. He's a little
hoping that it would be better than Ben and Matt.
Max jumped on the chair, and now it's broken, and it's constantly sinking. Just pull your feet up. I want to see
Please, I want to see what happens.
No,
Let's see. Come on now.
Come on. It's for the show. It's for the show. Look, do it.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see? It worked.
It.
Oh, good work.
Oh, yeah. It actually fixed.
I'm hoping.
All right. I really do hope you sink down again to the floor.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about what happened on yesterday's show because we were just given the news. It's time to officially announce a major change that is going to affect everyone who plays Call of Duty, especially for those looking to compete in Season 3, all those teams trying to get into the Season 3 regular season. So let's kick things off. According to the commissioner, starting June 12th, of course, that's the Friday after X Games. Look at that. I got a calendar in my brain. New DLC game types will be announced. The new DLC comes out this Tuesday. New DLC game types will be added to our rotation for the pros, and CTF will be removed from Pro Point tournaments.
CTF is gone after X Games, a big topic of discussion throughout the past few months, really, Chris. And honestly, I think it's been a long time coming. There's been some issues here in AW with CTF. Another part of the quick scope that we'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat when we get to that one. But major change here. It absolutely switches up how every series is played. I think there's a lot to be excited about.
It is the X Games, going to be the final tournament with Capture the Flag being used. No CTF in Season 3. So we should talk a little bit how the series and the matches are going to work. For best of threes, sounds like it's going to go uplink. Sorry, hardpoint game 1.
Right.
Uplink game number 2. Search and destroy game number 3.
Uplink is guaranteed in every best of 3. That is absolutely awesome to think about. It's my favorite game mode.
Oh, easily mine as well.
AW. So the fact that now you still force the S&D, which is that close, intense game number 3, super awesome to see here in the future of these tournaments as well as possible events later on. Something else to point out now, best of 5s also changed, Chris. What's the new setup we're going to be looking at?
I love this setup, man. We're starting things off as hardpoint and search as always. Uplink is guaranteed to be that game 3. There's a lot of talk. Should it be uplink again or should it be hardpoint in the best of 5? A lot of people saying hardpoint is the preferred of the 2 game modes, so there will be 2 HPs, 2 S&Ds, and a single uplink sitting in the middle.
Oh, absolutely insane change. And Max, this is a big one because, honestly, there's teams that are great at CTF, and there's teams that struggle a lot at CTF. A lot of teams are going to be changed because of this. Now, what are we going to be seeing, Max, in the best of 7s?
So, obviously, in the best of 7s, we're going to be seeing hardpoint as our game 1, as always, and then followed by that is going to be search and destroy, uplink at game number 3. Hardpoint at game 4, search and destroy again at game 5. Now uplink at game 6, and then S&D to close out series at 7. So important to note, it's going to be 2 uplinks, 2 hardpoints, and then 3 search and destroys.
But honestly, best of 7, you guys don't really have to worry about that unless you're doing some show matches or maybe playing at a Season 3 playoff or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so rare we see it. But I think the big one there is the best of 5.
Oh, exactly.
If you get into that best of 5, you know you're playing uplink game 3 now, so you can already plan for that. You don't have to worry, is it CTF this round? Is it uplink? It's guaranteed. You know you're going to be playing 2 hardpoints if you can win just 1 game there in the first 3. And then it's still S&D. You got to clutch up in searches. But now you can argue, does hardpoint win championships?
I mean, it's right up there now. And also something else to point out is that these new maps coming out, get to testing when they come out on Tuesday. I know a lot of hype here around the office. People want to see what could be potentially played on these. We saw Drift added in. It was, I would say that it was definitely successful. Showed that DLC could be added and played. Excited to see where things go. Oh, the future of AW is looking bright to really end out this year.
It is. I mean, I think at the beginning, we were all nervous on whether or not, should we have 3 respawn game modes in general in the competitive playlist? And if we should, how should we do it? And, we settled on switching between uplink and capture the flag at 3 and 4.
I love that just going back into the day. No one wanted uplink.
No one.
Yeah.
All you haters wanted to see CTF in hardpoint and search only.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you get your hardpoint back. You wanted 2 hardpoints. You have it once again. But now uplink seems to be the favorite, and it's going to be game 3 every time.
Yeah, and I can already see the chat right now saying, "Oh, gee, time to dominate even more." People just freaking out because that's the big thing to look at here. How does this affect the teams? Some of the teams that will benefit, we think, from this change. FaZe Red, they went 16-18 in Season 2 in CTF, one of their weaker game modes. We've seen them in Hardpoint, looking very strong. Expect to see them begin to dominate even more in the best-of-5 series. Elevate. They were 19-18 in Season 2 in CTF, so pretty decent.
Yeah, 50-50 though.
Yeah,
You're losing half of your CTF.
Exactly. 26-18 in Hardpoint. Now in these best-of-5, so they get the second one, that's definitely going to help their team a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it came down to the fact when we had 3 respawn game modes, you know, people could steal hardpoints and you're like, oh, well, that's our best game mode. We just lost it in game 1.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you don't really get down on yourself. You're like, we have another hardpoint coming up so we can, you know, make that game back later in the series.
No, absolutely. And there's even more teams that we think will benefit from this one, Chris.
Yeah, I think Envy 16-25, pretty crappy CTF score there.
Yep.
Proofy and TP, you know they're smiling right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing X Games is the last time they'll have to play Capture the Flag this year. Prophecy 13-27.
Absolutely their worst game mode.
And Aches was talking about it. He's like, I want CTF gone, but after watching Optic Gaming and E6 playing Retreat CTF, everyone's going to think CTF is amazing again, and everyone's going to want to keep it in. I know Aches. Aches, you're lucky that everyone agreed with your decision.
No, exactly.
All the other pros backed you up.
Exactly.
While a lot of the fans online just saying that CTF, the spawns are too random. You can't trap people back in their base.
Yeah.
They get the easy cutoffs. That's out. I think you're welcome, Aches. Enjoy that one, and best of luck to Prophecy in their new hardpoint game modes. I think this new squad's got a lot of slaying power.
Absolutely.
How are they going to be, though?
Oh, it'll be interesting to see. And the final team we really wanted to make note of was actually from UMG Cali.
Yep.
This Enigma 6 lineup making so much noise. How would it affect this team? They were 2-5 in CTF at UMG Cali, but 4-2 at Uplink, and in best of 7s they have 3 S&Ds.
This team's atrocious at hardpoint. I don't think this helps them. I
Yeah.
think CTF was maybe something that they could go 50-50 on, where hardpoints it was 1-4. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know if Enigma 6 is a team that will technically benefit from this change.
We were mainly thinking of in a best of 7 scenario, if they wind up making it to a Season 3 playoffs where it could possibly be played in best of 7, 3 S&Ds. They went 8-3 at Cali. Really, it can go either way on that one. Depends on if they can work on their hardpoint game.
Okay, we'll see what goes down there. I know there's just a few teams that had consistent positive CTF scores. Who are some of the teams that are going to get hurt by this change?
The number one team right now that I have my eyes on that really is going to have to figure things out, Rise Nation, 24-12 in CTF in Season 2, winning 66% of their matches. Absolutely massive number for them. To now no longer have that, that's big for your team.
I mean, we touched on it during their X Games team preview, and I kind of took some shots at them saying, you know, maybe Theory only wins one game again at X Games being that CTF because their other respawn games look a little bit shaky, but they're going to struggle. Another team is going to struggle is TK, going 21-19 in Season 2, and that was their best respawn game mode.
Yeah.
Which is kind of surprising.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
your best,
I know.
well, TK, they went negative a lot, and they didn't even have a winning record to get that ace seed. But 21-19, their best respawn. Will they be able to step it up in Uplink? Will they be able to step it up in Hardpoint? That's going to be the question. I don't know, personally, I feel they're going to be a stronger Uplink team, but do you guys think Hardpoint is going to be something they'll benefit from not having to play CTF?
If I'm being honest with you, I don't even see this TK lineup being together for after this X Games event, so I don't even know if they'll have a chance to play this one together, so I can't even give predictions. I mean, they're just in shambles right now, but really the last team we took a look at was TCM, 20-19 in CTF. Their big issue is that they're 15-20 in Uplink. CTF was one of their stronger respawn game modes right there with Hardpoint. Now no longer having that one, they're really going to have to work on their Uplink game.
I think the biggest moral of all of this is CTF is gone. And if you look at the teams that are getting hurt by this change, it's only 3 teams. 2 of them have less than 2 games win-loss that split it. That just showed you how random the game type could be or how difficult it could be to control your opponent in this one. Rise Nation is really the only team that I look at and I'm like, this affects you. Because Rise was basically winning 2 out of their 3 game modes. in CTF 2 out of their 3 games. So Rise is going to have to figure things out, but I think they'll be able to, with less game types to practice now, they'll be able to turn that attention to hardpoint, really figure out how to play uplink perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be key for that team to really shift focus now, and maybe how much they broke down CTF earlier, now just take that and move it into the other game modes. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them. There's also we're more than likely, we are going to be seeing new maps added in. This gives even more chances for teams to kind of get the advantage on some of these other rosters that really don't practice them enough.
Right, and I mean, I think we were discussing, obviously High Rise coming back, and in MW2, High Rise CTF was a popular game mode and a competitive one as well. So, depending on whatever comes out, seeing and knowing that High Rise CTF won't be a game mode. I mean, as someone,
if I put a ball in the middle of that map, is it gonna play well?
I hope so.
It'll be interesting. You saw it in the one trailer.
I hope so.
It's actually they do use uplink and they use the grapple on it.
Yeah,
which
the exo grapple
was actually another thing we're gonna be talking about later on.
Yeah, unfortunately, we will not be grappling anytime soon.
I know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A little hard to grapple on land.
Yeah.
But big move here. It's going to affect everyone, and it goes into play. I believe it said June 12th is when we're going to put. We're officially going to pull out all capture the flag. Now, we also mentioned that there's going to be an effect for all other Pro Point tournaments. Do you know that date, Max?
I believe I have the official announcement right here on MLG.TV. It's going to be.
Yeah, let's pull this official announcement up.
Let's do it. Let's go full screen
hit
action.
That Control Plus.
Nice.
I dare you.
Ooh.
Oh,
look at Chris with the hotkeys.
Oh,
Shortcuts.
Look at that, Mr. X. But June 12th, CTF will be removed from Pro Points tournaments, and then obviously on June 19th, new DLC will be added to Pro Point tournaments, and then they'll be featured at the Season 3 relegation tournament as well.
So you got the new game types being announced on the 12th.
Right.
Just the Friday after X Games. Then we'll see everyone make the transition June 19th. I wonder what's going to happen at Season 3 relegation.
I was going to say, I actually didn't realize it, that they were going to be utilizing that there if it winds up working out that way.
I'm going to have to...
what that date says. You're gonna...
New DLC featured in MLG Pro League Season 3 relegation tournament.
I guess we'll be gassing that one.
This is actually kind of a good thing that it's affecting this group first. Before Optic Gaming, before Envy, and all of our teams that are playing at X Games, well, they're focused on playing the older set of game modes. We're going to see the new DLC drop on Tuesday, and these players already get to get in there, try out some of the new game modes, and let the best ones rise to the top. But what I like about this DLC is we can go all the way back to the very first map in DLC. It doesn't have to be just from the new map pack. I think we can go back and figure out what is your favorite hardpoint out of all these other maps.
Right.
What is your favorite uplink?
Search and destroy.
What's going to get in there? Chat, do you guys have a favorite? Do any of you guys play some customs with some of the other game modes? Let us know.
There was one where there was a robotic clown that would spin around and shoot colored bombs at you. That map was awesome.
Pretty sure we're not going to be running
that
around
map was
colored
awesome,
bombs.
though.
Yeah, I don't know if that one will be added in.
No,
but
probably not.
Things to look at. I think this is great for the addition of new maps and things along those lines. It gets more hype around the game and viewers tuning in. They want to see how these maps are played. Some people who say might be a little bit busy and haven't been able to play a lot of AW will now even have more reason to hop on and give it a shot, try out these new maps, see how they're played for competitive, get your DLC, and I'm going to be playing these the second they come out on Tuesday. I'm excited to see when these pros first really get to test out these maps and break down how they play, because I would love for High Rise or Sky Rise to be on the pro circuit.
Sky Rise.
Yeah. It's going to be sweet.
All right, so that is it on the breaking news. Max, thank you for breaking that news for us. We did talk about a few things yesterday. What was the team we highlighted, Jack?
Yesterday's team, we wound up touching on Elevate?
The 4 seed.
Yes.
And Elevate was the second team to lock into X Games. So
Right.
a lot of people thought, oh, yeah, they're going to finish right behind Optic Gaming.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar situation that we saw maybe from Envy, a team that didn't perform the best in the final week of games. What did you see from this Elevate squad, though, throughout Season 2?
I mean, you kind of see them all mature as players, the big thing. I think that Temp has continued to prove now. He got that LAN event under his belt there at UMG Cali. They're going to be heading into this event confident. They showed up that weekend. Honestly, the biggest game, I think, for them throughout that entire weekend was when they just beat FaZe 6-0 in that Game 5.
Yeah.
It showed that this team is the real deal. Puckett, you're a big fan of Temp. You got to interview him.
Yeah.
This guy is the real deal.
He's so young, too.
Oh, yeah.
And he just gets it. It's like there's very few people that you can talk to and are just natural on camera. They're just naturally comfortable. Temp is one of those guys. He's a very positive person. He says I asked him, how do you get this good? He's like, I just practice. I put in the time. And really, I just kept trying to get on a better team. That was my whole goal. Now he's at the top. He's playing with a squad at just 15 or 16 years old, going to X Games. He's not afraid of anyone either. Like, I asked him, is there someone that you're nervous about playing? Is there anyone that really shuts you down? He's like, no, I just take every gunfight as if they don't have a name. And I love
That's
that.
That's actually
a really
an awesome
good quote. I like that quote a lot.
Yeah, that you know who that reminds me a lot of? That reminds me a lot of Krim, because Krim is like, I remember interviewing him, and I think it was at North American Regionals, and I said, who do you want to wind up facing? He's like, we'll face anyone. Like,
Whoever
I'm not
wants
really
to play me
worried.
in a final, I'm good with that.
Go ahead, face me. Like, it'll be a great matchup. So really excited to see this Elevate team perform. They definitely though have a lot of pressure on them. I think it's a lot of their first time playing at this tournament.
Do you think they have pressure? Because I look at this team like you got Nicky D. He's just going to be smiling.
Oh, I know.
They have pressure, yeah, definitely.
I feel like Slacked is going to be in there. He hasn't had champs to look forward to. This is his first tournament. He wasn't at UMG. I feel like Slacked is going to come in with a little bit of fire and energy. But I feel like for Temp and TJ, this is just your first free trip to the X Games. Is there anything to lose? I don't think so. You don't have me looking at you saying, this is a team that must win a gold medal.
No, I think the main reason I say that is because this is their equivalent of a COD champs so far that they've had in their career. This is probably the biggest event that they've ever been a part of. Winning an X Games gold medal, taking home that Season 2 championship, big for the squad. Also, classic last year when he played at this event, the team won one map. A year later, he wants to come in and prove, hey, I've made improvements. I'm here with a great squad this time around. We're going to do some big things. And Temp, for a lot of people, he's shown up. He's done great things online and at LAN. He needs to stay consistent, though, if he wants to be up there with the likes of a Clayster and those players and how good they are at the game.
What's interesting, though, is that when we interviewed Slack yesterday on the ESR, he said he hadn't been to an event in over 5 months since UMG Orlando.
Wow.
He wasn't at Cali. He wasn't at
He wasn't
Champs,
old enough to play any
obviously.
of them.
ESWC, Gfinity.
Yep.
He missed so many events. This is really like his first big event, really, I would say. This year, a really major one for him. And if he can come out and medal, great year for him.
Yeah, what's this? I mean, now that we're all the way in May, almost June now, when this event's going on. I think this is Slack's third LAN of the year. I think it's compared to some of these other teams, which are probably at like 10 to 11 to even 12 now.
The squad has no pressure. They have nothing to lose in my book.
Wow. All right.
Well,
You're taking on the 5th seed to start things off. You take out the Europeans. You're already into the top 6. You're feeling good. I feel like they're going for a bronze.
They're going
for a bronze.
They're going for a bronze.
They're on OG's side of the bracket, so that's got to make them a little nervous.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it like I think it is.
They're going for the...
Elevate has nothing to lose. If they walk away with medals, awesome.
Yeah.
You're minors with medals.
Miners with medals.
All right. All right. That's Team Elevate for me. But the team that we're talking about later tonight is the team with a lot on their shoulders. Denial is a squad that I feel like is going to be definitely one of the squads to look out for, one of the squads with the most pressure on their shoulders heading into that tournament. But with that said, let's go straight into the quick scope. No commercials, Jack.
Whoa.
We're quick scoping it. Is Max allowed to participate?
I was the originator. The original moderator.
He's doing this thing.
The original raider?
The original raider. I saw you get your little butt kicked in, what was that? Nidhogg.
Nidhogg.
That hokey
Nidhogg.
thing.
And,
honestly, I gave it my best effort. Chris has had hours of practice.
Much better at all games that we played today.
Well,
I would agree.
Agario would like to have a word with you. Took that one home.
All right. Well, anyway.
Hey, can you argue for me in quick scope?
I mean, quickscope, we've been doing quickscope more as like a group discussion and more a little group debate.
All right, good.
Because Ben got a little salty that he kept on losing the match.
Aw, poor Ben. Guys, we actually do need to take a commercial break. Sorry. Got an important phone call, but Max and Jack are getting it quick scoping when we return.